Hey guys, what's going on? It's Blayde again from Car Audio Security, and today we've got a brand new product from Pioneer, the SPH-DA77DAB, with a 6.8-inch capacitive screen, wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and many other features. So what are the good things you can expect from the SPH-DA77? This head unit, obviously, as I've said, is a 6.8-inch capacitive screen and fully flush, so there's no buttons on it at all, it's all touchscreen. This is also a singled-in chassis shallow unit, so when it comes to fitting it, nice and easy, you can tuck all the wires on top, so that way you're not kind of shoving stuff behind, it's nice and easy to fit. This unit also has wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as WebLink Cast, so you can actually mirror your phone, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. This also gives you the ability to add 2 camera inputs, and it also has USB connectivity as well as all the standard features such as Bluetooth streaming, hands-free calls, DAB radio, and much more. Okay, so let's get into the actual contents of the box. So we'll start over this side. Unfortunately, this is the boring bit, but the boring bit is the most important bit, the instructions. Now, you do have quite a lot going on here. Don't get too worried, this is just in a lot of different languages. So if you do get stuck with the head unit, more than likely you're going to have the answer in these booklets here. So just make sure you don't throw these away as soon as you open the box. It's there and ready to read. Next, you have this blue packet, and inside this blue packet you get the trim. This sits around the outside of the stereo and finishes it all off nicely. Now, you may not need to use this, but when it comes to fitting it into certain vehicles where you'll be using the Pioneer cage, then you may. So just keep it handy. Now, we've got a few different packets here with different connectors. So first of all, we have the first connector. So these are all on like white multi-pin connectors on the back of the head unit. This is just to keep everything nice and minuscule on the back, so that way they can have their singled-in chassis. So the smallest connector here, we've got the rear view camera input, a steering wheel control interface, and then a mute wire. The next white connector, we have all of your pre-outs and inputs. So these are your RCA outputs. So you've got front, rear, and sub as a pair for both. And these are also 4-volt pre-outs, so you're getting the best quality out of these. Also, you have 2 yellow connectors. This is for the second camera input and also a video output. And then the last white connector, you have an auxiliary in. As well as that, you have a few other connectors. So this is your GPS antenna. And like a lot of the other head units, you will have to make sure that this is connected to allow wireless Apple CarPlay to work. This is your Bluetooth microphone. So plug that into the back of the head unit and then clip it up to the sun visor or headlining. And then that's going to allow you to speak to someone without using your hands. And the last main part is your USB extension. So this will be plugged into the back of the head unit and then routed round into the glove box or armrest, wherever you want to be able to connect your phone. And lastly, a few little bits and bobs. You've got some wire tidies here, and also you get a pack of 4 screws. These screws are specific to go into the side of the stereo. So if you're not going to be using the cage, you're going to be using a bracket system, for instance on a Japanese car. You're going to be screwing a bracket to the side. These are the screws that you need to use, so don't lose these. And then lastly, you've got the head unit itself. As I've mentioned already a couple of times, 6.2-inch across display, capacitive screen. Now, capacitive meaning it's very touch responsive and nice and bright. It's not a dim screen, it's not a push to touch, it's very responsive. Down the side here, once it's turned on, you've got your function buttons all down the side, and these are actual touch buttons and not physical buttons. Now, as I've mentioned, this is a singled-in chassis head unit. So obviously it's a doubled-in body or doubled-in face, but it's a singled-in chassis. So making this fit is a lot easier. When you've got a bunch of wires behind, you can just tuck them up behind and push it in, nice and easy. Now, to quickly go through what we've got on the back, you've got your DAB antenna, your FM antenna, your GPS connection, your microphone connection, your multiple inputs and outputs, all the white plugs that we mentioned earlier. You've got your power plug, and you've got your USB. So really not much to it, nice and easy, it's all labeled on the back, you can't really get it wrong. So as you can see, this does come with a doubled-in cage, and as I mentioned before, you don't have to use this cage, you can unscrew it with these 4 screws here. That will take the cage off. Usually you'll find most manufacturers will have a clip-in cage system. This is a screw-in cage system, so bear that in mind. And don't lose those screws, because if you lose them, that cage isn't staying on anymore. Okay, so we've got the power plug connected to our power, ready to plug it in. So in 3, 2, and 1, it's plugged in. See what the startup time's like. Okay, so you've got Pioneer logo already, lights down the side. Okay, so we're turned on, that's probably about 5 to 6 seconds, so not bad at all. And we're going to go to the home screen and go from there. So that's your home screen there. Okay, so now that we've got the unit powered on, we're ready to go. Let's go through the kind of main functions and the user interface. So as I've said, this is the main home screen that you'll come to. So you've got multiple selections already ready for you to go. You do have full customization of this screen as well. Now, normally you would have time and date up the top there, but you'd have to have your GPS connected. We don't have that connected right now, but you'd have time up there. But what you can do is you can tap on this little edit button here. So let's say I want to get rid of web link, for instance. Let's delete that one. And then I've got a bit more space to work with. I can then move this one down here. And I can move settings up here, and I move Bluetooth down here. So you can pretty much customize it however you want. Then you hit done, and you're ready to go. So obviously at the bottom here, you can see the main functions of the unit you'll be using on a daily basis. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB, and Bluetooth audio. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't really need to go through them, but as you can see, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are grayed out. Now that's because they're not connected. If you see one of them is brighter than the other, that means that one is connected. If you go down here into sources, you can then select every available source on the head unit. So as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you've got WebLink, you've got phone connection, you've got connection, which just essentially allows you to connect your phone or another device. You've got DAB and then normal radio, so that's FM and AM. Bluetooth audio, USB connection and aux, and then you slide to that side. You've got car features and camera view, display off, you can turn display off, source off, you can turn the music off, power off, and then settings. Also, you have this nice little bar section here, which is like a quick options setting, which I quite like. So you can, if you've got something playing, you can pause, mute, turn the volume up and down, or skip tracks just from this little area here. If we go over, you can then go to page 2. That gives you quick EQ options. So you can quickly select powerful EQ, flat, or your own custom EQ. You can also turn the rear speakers on and off quickly from there. Or if you want to quickly go into those actual settings, you can go to audio settings and adjust all the audio settings you'd like. And then on the third page, you have your DAB settings and a few others. So you've got DAB presets 1 to 4. You can also flip the screen to horizontal, sorry. So if you're screen mirroring, you want to flip the phone screen, you can flip that over. You can quickly turn the subwoofer on and off through here. And then you can turn the dimmer on and off as well. So it's a nice little quick menu you can select. You don't have to actually open it up. It's always there, ready to go. Obviously, if you are in CarPlay, you won't be able to get to that quite as quickly. But another way to get into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, switch between the home screen and CarPlay, is this little button here. So that's allowing you to switch between your CarPlay, Android Auto, and your home screen. Just tap it and it'll switch between them. Another nice feature of this head unit, which is quite new, I've not seen this before, is this button here, or this touchpad. Basically what that will do is, if you're connected for CarPlay or Android Auto, it will go straight to your phone, also your phone book. So if you're connected just for Bluetooth, it will go to your phone book as long as you're connected to use it for phone. Or if you're connected for Android Auto or CarPlay and your phone is paired, your contacts will actually come straight up. So you tap that, contacts will come up and you're ready to go. So if you need to make a quick phone call, you can do that just by tapping that button. So that's quite nice. Obviously the other buttons here, you've got volume up and down, you've got the home button, you've got the switch between CarPlay and home screen, and then you've got your voice command button there as well. And in terms of settings, it's standard Pioneer settings. You can do quite a lot with these head units. So you've got main system settings, you can change the location and language, date and time, whether you want the beep tone on or off, driving position, DAB settings, all that kind of thing. So there's really quite a lot you can do in just that menu setting. Display, so you can change the illumination color. So let's say I want it green, change straight to green. If you want the background to be a different background, you can change it to be that. But what you have to remember is just click apply on the background one, otherwise it won't save. So background, apply. Yeah, so we can go back. Splash screen, so that is, you can actually change the splash screen. So when you first turn the head unit on, if you want like a car logo or a different picture to come up other than the Pioneer logo, you can change that. Pop a USB stick in there with that file on there, and then you can import it through that menu. You've got audio settings, as we mentioned before, so you've got 13 band built-in EQ, you've got crossover settings, you've got time alignment settings you can set, speaker level. There's really quite a lot you can do there. Wi-Fi settings, you can select that. That's for obviously with CarPlay and Android Auto, you connect via Wi-Fi. Bluetooth settings, if you want to turn that on and off. Auto answer, clear the memory, and do other paired devices. Yeah, so the main benefits of this head unit is going to be the nice 6.8-inch capacitive screen. The user interface is a lot smoother than previous models. You're going to find that the audio quality is very good as well. So you've got higher voltage pre-outs as well from older models. They're 4-volt pre-outs, rather than the normal 2 or 2.5 volts. Audio settings are a lot easier to get into. You can quickly set your custom EQ or go in, adjust it, and go do what you need to. You can quickly select your phone book. So if you need to make a really quick phone call, you don't have to go there, select it, call, done. You just tap there, call someone, ready to go. So quite like that. And yeah, to be honest, overall, pretty happy with this. So what I'm going to do now is quickly show you how to connect your phone to the device using Bluetooth for CarPlay or for Android Auto. So I've got an Android phone, so we're going to do Android Auto first. So you go into your settings, open up Bluetooth, and then open up the available devices. Now the head unit should come straight up. We've got it at the top here. So we're going to tap on that. If it's taking a little bit of time or it doesn't connect first time, best thing to do, go into sources, go to connection, hit yes on there. So now the Pioneer head unit is actually searching for my phone rather than my phone searching for it. And see, it's come straight up. So we'll click on that. There we are. So pairing request, we're going to pair, yes. Would you like to start Android Auto? Yes, I would. There we go, we're connected. So the first time you connect, it can take a little bit of time just to load up. Obviously it's pairing to a new phone at the same time, so just give it a bit of time to load in. But now every time you get into the vehicle, it will auto pair, as long as your Bluetooth is on, and even sometimes it will turn it on for you. Every time you get into the vehicle, it will automatically pair and bring up Android Auto or CarPlay straight away. Okay, so we're now going to connect up Apple CarPlay. So it's a very similar concept. You're going to go into Bluetooth on the phone, see if you can find it. What we'll do, for the sake of it, we're going to use the device to search. So we search, yes. You can quickly cancel that if you find your phone. iPhone's on there. And there we go. Pair, yes. Allow. Yes, I would like to. There we go. We are now connected for Apple CarPlay. So as I've said, make sure that GPS connection is connected, otherwise the CarPlay will not work. Android Auto uses the phone's GPS. CarPlay uses the GPS antenna. So bear that in mind. But as I've said, it's a very, very similar concept. So you've got your split screen setup, you can then swipe over. And as you can see, it's very, very fluid motion with the CarPlay on here. Some of the older models are a little bit like jumpy when you switch between the screens like that. So you can tell it's a better quality screen than older models. But yeah, it's the same concept. You've got your maps, you've got your music ready to go, high quality sound. You can stream, like at the moment we're streaming Tidal. So you know you're getting good quality out of this. Okay guys, so that was a very quick overview of the brand new SPH-DA77DAB. Now what are my views on this? I personally think Pioneer have smashed it with this. Seems to be a lot faster than older models, a lot more features and a lot easier to get to certain bits. Now it's very easy to find yourself kind of lost in menus in these kind of head units, so they've made it a lot more user friendly, user interface is a lot smoother and sleeker, and having that capacitive screen is a lot brighter and a lot more touch responsive. So this is available on our website at carlysecurity.com. Make sure you check it out. This is, as I said, this is the replacement of the SPH-DA360, which we've done a video on. That's still current, but this is like an upgraded version essentially. So if you're interested in the DA360, the link for the video for that will be in the description. But that's it for me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.